at it with more trial updates. Today we was on the verdict watch. Right now, that's what we're in the process of. Now, the way things are going, I mean, we don't know exactly when the verdict is going to come back. It's just up in the air. You really can't tell a group of 12 people a time on where like they're gonna come to an agreement because in order for there to be a conviction or an acquittal, it has to be unanimous. It has to be a unanimous decision. So that's what we've been waiting on. We got a few updates. It's getting crazy, y'all, because see, whereas some might think that this is going to be like just a walk in the park decision or whatnot, like some people have been arguing with me today, like in person when I asked them what's their thoughts on the Diddy case. They argue with me and they tell me they're like, man, it's not that hard to decide. And I tell them like when you trying to get 12 different people to all agree on the same thing unanimously, it is that hard. So we got a couple updates. Salute to the people, man. Let's get everybody in here. Let's get everybody in here. We got to talk about this, man. Cause Diddy, there was a moment in the courtroom today where they cleared the courtroom out for just Diddy and his family, and they began to pray. Hey, salute DHK. They began to pray, but you know Diddy is a magician of the dark arts. You heard? Diddy is on that side. So who you think they was praying to God? You you think Diddy was praying to God? Nah. Diddy was reaching out to Crowley, the Crossroads demon. You heard? He was trying to summon Crowley, the Crossroads demon, into the courtroom because he's upset. He feels like he's been betrayed. He feels like he hasn't reached his full potential of the deal that he worked out with Crowley. You heard? So that's where we at with it. Like right now, hit the like button for those of y'all that are in the building. You heard? So right now, where we at with it is so the jury's been deliberating all day. But guess what? After 2 hours, like 2 hours into them deliberating, the floor person for the jury, which is the spokesman, they came to the judge and let the judge know. Pretty much, they just passed him a note saying that juror number 25, which we about to get into this in a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying, we need to get to know juror number 25 so we can get a feel of this juror or whatnot, and then y'all will decide like what side of the fence do you think he's leaning towards? You feel me? Innocent or guilty? So juror number 25 was the problem today or whatnot. 2 hours into the deliberation, they had to write a note to the judge. The floor person presented it, and pretty much the note just said that juror number 25 is unable to make a decision based off of just the law alone or whatnot. His personal feelings are getting involved. So his personal feelings, like, pretty much he's telling the judge, because the judge reads the instructions on the responsibility of the jurors and how they are to make the decision. The decision is their own to make, but the judge is the one that just reads the formal instructions. And 2 hours into deliberating, the floor person came back and said that juror number 25 is unable to make a decision based on the law. What do y'all think that means, though? Like, what do y'all think that means? Do y'all think that means that juror number 25 is just like the law is black and white? The law says this. You feel me? Like, there's no way around this topic, this crime, this subject. However, like his personal feelings just get involved where he just disagrees? Or do y'all think it's more on the side of the jury has reached a unanimous decision and juror number 25 is the one that's giving them a problem, in which they decide to tell on him and say that, listen, like he feels this way, we feel this way, but his feelings aren't based on the law. Like, his feelings are just personal. Because that's where we are with it right now. Because now is some are saying that we might not get a verdict before the holiday. We might not get a verdict before 4th of July, and that'd be crazy, yo. That'd be crazy. I've heard of long deliberations, but come on, son, come on. So, and mind you, all this happened after Diddy got done praying to Crowley in the courtroom. After he said his prayers to Crowley, and he gathered holding hands with his family, and they were talking to Crowley and praying to him about how he still has time left in his deal, his crossroads deal, and Crowley hasn't fully met his end of the deal yet. So while Diddy was in the courtroom, they cleared everybody out the courtroom just so, you know what I'm saying, so they could have their time, their personal time with Crowley. Crowley actually entered the courtroom and reread Diddy the terms of his deal and let him know that like your time is coming near or whatnot. But Crowley's a trickster, you heard? Crowley's a trickster, so you never know with him or whatever. So Diddy's over there trying to negotiate a new deal with Crowley. Meanwhile, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, juror number 25, which we about to get into in a second. I need y'all to hit the like button. You heard? Get everybody in here. Share the screen. Hit the like button. And subscribe if you're new here. But juror number 25 basically cannot make a decision based on the law, which is kind of odd because it's like, yo, like if you was feeling like this, the like, do you think now was like the good time to come out and say all that? You don't think it was a good time to come out and say that? Like you wasn't feeling like this earlier in the case, like while the trial was still going on, you wasn't feeling like that. You just all of a sudden feeling like you're not able to make a decision based on the judge's instructions and the law. That's what makes it odd to me, because now it makes me think that it's actually another way. Like it's not the juror number 25 that's coming out and saying this about themselves. I think it's unanimously the other jurors are coming out and they're sending the floor person out there to say that we don't agree with this person's, you know what I'm saying, way of thinking. Because it's like, for instance, when a drive-by happens, right? When a drive-by happens, let's say like you drive by in front of a cookout or a party, right? It doesn't matter that you shooting at one person, you know. Like according to the law, like they're gonna charge you for every life that you put in danger when you were shooting. So you might have been aiming, targeting one person, but if you're shooting in the midst of like a crowd, an audience, whatever, if there's more than one person there, they're going to charge you with every person that they saw there. Every person that they can account for that was there, they're going to charge you for that. So if you shoot into a crowd of 10 people and you only mean to hit one, you feel me, but there's 10 people standing there that also could have possibly got shot, then guess what? You're going to get charged for 10 attempted murders. It's not going to be just one. That's when you get into the negotiation phases later on and your dealings or whatnot. But initially, you're going to be charged with all 10 people that was around. You feel me? Hey, salute, mates. Y'all share the stream. Let's get everybody in here. And that's the thing, because juror number 25 is the holdup right now. With that being said, we about to get into the demographics of juror number 25 in a second. But I just wanted to give y'all a full update of what's going on currently, because the jury has been deliberating. 2 hours into the deliberation this morning, the floor person came to the judge with a note saying that juror number 25 is unable to make a decision based on the law, but only on their personal feelings. Which doesn't sound like something somebody would say about themselves. So it's making it seem like I'm thinking that these are the jurors collaboratively saying that about juror number 25. Now let's talk about juror number 25, right? So juror number 25 is a gay scientist. Juror number 25 is a gay scientist or whatnot. Now mind you, like juror number 25 is very educated, has a PhD. I forget what science they're into, but they're gay scientists. That's what I remember. And they said they listened to NPR. Can somebody fill me in on NPR, who that is? Or is that a band? You feel me? Like, that's pretty much the demographic that they give us about juror number 25. It's very vague or whatnot, but from what we do know is we know they're gay, we know they're scientists, and we know they listen to NPR, okay? Okay. I don't know what side of the fence they will be leaning towards, whether it be innocent or guilty in this Diddy trial. We do know juror number 25 is a gay scientist. You feel me? That's not a lot to go on, but I don't know. It makes you wonder like who are they siding with more? Are they siding more with Diddy, or are they siding more with the women victims? And it's kind of interesting to think. I'm not sure. Salute Jamie King in the building. Everybody go ahead and hit that like button. All 20 people in the building, you heard? But that's the holdup right now. Juror number 25. Now they're looking at alternate jurors. I believe they're looking at juror number 13, which Mark Agnifilio, the lead defense attorney on Diddy's side, you feel me? They're not really interested in doing that because you got to understand, in a court case, like, they've been talking to the same jurors the whole time while they've been going through their legal tactics or whatnot and trying to fill out the jurors and trying to pull at the heartstrings of them or whatnot, practicing all these different tactics. You got to understand, they've been gauging them the whole time or whatever, so they don't want to have a wild card in there out of nowhere, like one of the backup jurors that they haven't really got a feel for, that can go either way, because on each side they already go into it like a card game. Like they're already counting their aces. You feel me? So they don't want a wild card in the mix that they don't know what side they're going to be on. They don't have any impression of their body language during hearing certain testimonies or during seeing certain footage being played or whatnot. They don't have an understanding of which way they might go. So Mark Agnifilio, he went ahead and told the judge or whatnot, like when they were stating their opinions, he told the judge, go ahead, let her rock. Let her rock. Like, you know what I'm saying? If old buddy needs some extra time to get it together, figure it out, whatever, let him rock. But the strategy behind that you'd have to understand is, of course, like, if this person is saying that their judgment is kind of leaning towards their personal feelings more than the law, then that could mean that possibly they're leaning more towards Diddy. Because like I said about the scenario where you may shoot into a crowd of people and you might only be targeting one person, but if there's 10 people in that crowd, you're getting charged with 10 attempted murders. You heard? Now, a juror might hear that and they'll be like, I don't agree with that, but it's the law. You feel me? Like that, and that's their personal feelings. So when it comes to black and white situations like that, that's where things could get a little funny. You feel me? Like, that's where it could be like, okay, you feel me? Now, like, those personal feelings are interfering with the law. You feel me? Now, it's going to be harder to reach a unanimous decision when you got the other 11 people that are just going based on black and white. They're like, this says that, and that's what we're going off of. But the juror number 25, which we know now is a gay scientist with a PhD, we know now, you feel me, that this person is the holdup. They're the one that they can't make a decision based on the law or whatnot, and they're pretty much, the note says it, they don't know if they're going to be able to follow the instructions of the judge, which is sticking to the law based on these charges. Now, mind you, everybody's been talking about the case or whatnot. They've been talking about it in a way where, oh, like, Diddy's just a freaky dude or whatever. Like everybody's just talking about the baby oils and there's nothing illegal about having an orgy. That's correct. You feel me? And if y'all been following the case as we've been covering it, we haven't been covering it from just one side. We've been looking at both sides and being fair, actually. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're going to put the jokes in there. For those of y'all that don't know, Diddy was summoning Crowley, the Crossroads demon, in the courtroom today. He had Crowley in the courtroom. He was trying to renegotiate his deal because he felt like his time is running out. Okay? Him and his family held hands, and they were trying to renegotiate his deal with Crowley. But juror number 25 is the holdup, and that might have been part of his deal with Crowley, you feel me? Crowley is buying him some time so they can renegotiate this deal, and he can see how many years of his life he's going to take. Okay? So, as we've been discussing this case all week and breaking down different sides and different wins on both sides, Mark Agnifilio right now, where he stands with juror number 25, is he wants to let him stay or whatnot, because now they're entertaining putting the alternate juror in there, juror number 13, that nobody really knows much about, because every time they seen them, they was looking off or like had their back to the public. So that kind of makes it hard for the defense or prosecution to kind of understand which way this juror will vote. However, Mark Agnifilio, for those of you that don't know, is the leading defense attorney. He wants to let him rock. And you know why he want to let him rock? Because guess what? If he has his own personal feelings and he feels like he might be pro Diddy, then the longer he lets him rock in that deliberation chamber as they deliberate, it's a chance that he could persuade others to see things the way he sees it. You feel me? Now you got the chance of a hung jury. And guess what? If we get a hung jury, now like we got to start the trial all over again. But not on the count of everything or whatnot, only on the charges that they don't agree on. You feel me? Like, let's say they agree on 2 separate counts or whatever. Let's say they agree on bribery and they agree on forcing people to take drugs against their will. If they agree on those things or whatever, then, you feel me, they won't have to try him for those things again or whatever. They'll just be trying him for the things that they don't agree on. So, I mean, if this goes into like a mistrial phase, that is a possible win for Diddy, because guess what? When he goes back to that cell, now he can start arranging his bond hearing again. Now he has an opportunity to go up for another bond, which they probably still going to deny, but it's going to be hard to now at this point because they've already denied him so many other times. You know what I'm saying? Now in a stage of a mistrial is showing that there's some doubt even amongst the jurors. You feel me? So for those of y'all that are just getting here, we're talking about juror number 25. We already discussed how Diddy and his family held hands in the courtroom and they cleared it out as if this was a club that he was renting out for a few hours. They cleared out the courtroom so him and his family could get together, hold hands, and pray to Crowley, the crossroads demon. Juror number 25 is unsure if they can make a decision based on the law versus their personal feelings. Juror number 25, we also discussed, is a gay scientist that listens to NPR. I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of NPR. I don't know what that is. I don't know what kind of music that is or whatever, but if somebody knows or if somebody could look that up, that would kind of help us get an understanding of who juror number 25 is if we don't already know enough. Yeah, if we don't already know enough. But the possibility that this can be hung jury is very likely, because already in the beginning stages of deliberating, we're already getting them coming back within 2 hours saying that, such and such don't even want to listen to the law. Such and such don't care about the law. Such and such just want to make a decision based on their feelings. It's not about your feelings. When you sign up to be a juror, you got to go by like what the law states. It's like, okay, did he break this law based on what the law is? It don't matter what you feel like. That's what it is. Like, did he break this law? Okay. Now, of course, like Mark Agnifilio and the defense, they're going to eat this opportunity up to buy time, to stall, because the more time they take to deliberate, the more time, you feel me, the better the case seems for Diddy. Because when the jury comes back after an hour, after 2 hours, even 3-4 hours, and they make a quick deliberation like that, that usually means the person is going to be guilty. That usually means that they all unanimously agree that that dude is guilty. Damn. Is that what it is, Jamie? Yo, if juror number 25 is Loso BX and Y, that explains a lot, you heard? That explains a lot. Going against the grain. Why are you doing that, Loso? But that's what we at with the case or whatnot. Like, it's still like up in the air. We can't really say like which direction the case is gonna go just yet or whatnot, because like I said, like if you get a hung jury out of the situation, then Diddy gets an opportunity to go back up for bond or whatnot. And you got a lot of people that's still saying that Diddy's innocent anyway. It depends on what the hell you talking about is innocent, you feel me? Because like although they've been publicizing the freak offs and pretty much introducing this polyamorous lifestyle, sex isn't a crime. Stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the people that's sitting here saying that sex is what he's being charged for, stop being dumb. He's not on trial for sex. He's on trial for the shit that's happening during the fucking sex, motherfuckers. He's not on trial for fucking baby oil. You can have baby oil. They sell it at the store. You can have as much fucking baby oil as you want. You heard? That's not what he's on trial for, though. Like, stop being dumb. Pay attention to what's going on. Diddy is on trial for the drugs. He's on trial for the bribery. He's on trial for possible sex trafficking. He's on trial for like the violent sex acts or whatever that are happening with Cassie and like, you know what I'm saying? The possibility that he might have been forcing her to have sex with these different people. Those are the things that he's on trial for. You feel me? Like, people that have you think that he's on trial for having mad baby oil. That's not the case. But it's funny when they say that, because it's like, yo, shut up. Like, you're not in tune with what's going on, or you don't give a fuck, and that's fine. But why you commenting on it like about baby oil and shit? Like, that's not what this case is about. It's not about no damn baby oil. You feel me? Like, he's not on trial because he bought all the baby oil out of Walmart. That's not what this is about. It's a whole other shit. It's a whole other shit. When it comes to a RICO case, that's what the jurors have to decide, whether or not this is that. You feel me? Like, because all a RICO is them trying to prove that he's a criminal enterprise or whatnot that includes all these different ingredients that make the pie. You feel me? Like, if the pie that they're trying to bake is the RICO case, then they're like, okay, did he have the sugar in the pie? Did he have the apple slices? Did he have the applesauce? You feel me? And then if they can agree that he had the sugar, the slices, the sauce, then that's when they say, okay, now we can bake the whole pie. Now we can bake the whole cake. Now we can make this look like a RICO. You feel me? Now we can paint that picture. But if there's something missing from there, then that you can't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like you trying to bake a cake without the active yeast. You feel me? It's gonna fall flat. Salute, A-Fan. You feel me? So that's what it comes down to with the jury trying to put together the picture for the RICO. If they can't put together the bribery along with the sex trafficking, along with the drugs and guns, then they don't have a RICO case or whatever. They can definitely put together domestic violence. I mean, we've all seen that on tape. As far as the drugs or whatnot, like, the defense is pushing that as more of like a personal drug problem that Diddy has. And Cassie. Because, I mean, to be real, like, they both was drug addicts. They both was drug addicts. Salute, Kimberly. But everybody hit that like button while you're in here. Double tap the screen. It's free. But, I mean, and you've had several male escorts come out or whatever speaking on Cassie and then speaking on how, like, she was a willing participant. So, I mean, that's you know what I'm saying? That's a sticky subject or whatever, because there's also something called Stockholm Syndrome where you start becoming accustomed to your captor or whatever, to where you're now, like, dependent on your captor. Even when, and that's what we talking about, Kimberly. We telling it from both sides. But Stockholm Syndrome, even when, like, these people, like, when they've been under this trauma for so long, they form a trauma bond with that captor to the point where even when they have the chance to escape, they don't take it. And that's a lot of times where, like, victims like Cassie are. Because Cassie, I'm sure she had plenty of, or ample amount of opportunities to escape, and she didn't. You feel me? You think, like, her in the hotel was the only chance she ever got to leave Diddy? No. That was just, I don't know. You feel me? I'm pretty sure she did that before or whatever, you feel me? Like, he had the reminder, he had the cracker, break her down again, whatever. But you got escorts that'll come out and they'll paint a different picture of Cassie. And that's something that, you know what I'm saying, if the jurors have seen those things, which they shouldn't, because, you feel me, they're supposed to be sequestered and not see social media. But come on, we in an age where it's kind of hard for them not to, you know what I'm saying, not to see other opinions and not to be influenced by other things. You feel me? So I'm sure they've seen certain things. So imagine them seeing Cassie on the stand and her telling her horror stories about what Diddy made her do. But then now you over here on YouTube listening to like 3 or 4 male escorts tell you about all the different ways they done had Cassie. Then you looking at secret relationships Cassie was in the midst of her going through this trauma bond, torturous relationship with Diddy. You're looking at a relationship with Kid Cudi. You're looking at male escorts that are saying that they were having an affair with her for a year. You feel me? Under Diddy's supervision while he wears like a fox mask. Diddy walks around with like an elephant mask on, and then the escorts don't even know it's him. One of the escorts said Diddy was walking around with with like a pig face mask, and for like the whole first year of him having sex with Cassie, he didn't even know that was Diddy in the room with him. Yeah, nah, that's a fact, Kim. People do extremely crazy stuff for love, and I do believe that Cassie did love Diddy. To be honest, I believe she still loves him. You feel me? Like all the history they got, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure, like, of course, we're only hearing about the bad times, but I'm sure they had plenty of good times too. And to be real, like bro did a lot to try to boost her career. I mean, believe it or not, I mean, he even did a lot of like damage control when it comes, because there was times where like people would clown Cassie and her performances and stuff, and he even did some damage control for her. Salute. If you're new here, hit that like button for me, okay? We on a goal. We trying to reach 2K. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help us reach that goal sooner. Okay? But we over here, we discussing juror number 25, the gay scientist. You feel me? And we not knocking him. We over here pondering like what's going on with him. Because the floor person for the jury came to the judge today with a note. And the note said that juror number 25 is unable to make a decision based on the law, pretty much. Based on the judge's instructions, but that's all it is. They're not able to make a decision based on the law. Why do y'all think that is? Do y'all think they see a little bit of Diddy in themselves? Or do you think like the juror is actually like somebody that's compromised? Is juror number 25 compromised? Is juror number 25 Team Diddy? Is that far-fetched to say? I don't think so. I don't think so. What if it was all a plan from the beginning? What if juror number 25, somebody go through the files, man. Somebody go through the files. We might need to look through these Diddy party picture, all the files that's out there. We might need to see if juror number 25 is in one of those pictures. If juror number 25 is in one of those pictures, we've been played. I'm saying it here first. If juror number 25 was in one of those Diddy party pictures, we've been played, y'all. We've been fucking played. It's a possibility. It's very much so a possibility. Okay, Kim says she doesn't think he was compromised. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, Kim. We talk about topics like this every day. But let's say he's not compromised, right? Let's say that he's just emotionally attached to this case in a way where he just doesn't believe Diddy has done anything illegal. He'd be in a category with probably about 50% of the community. Because the community is extremely divided when it comes to whether or not Diddy should do time at all. 50% of the community, like I said, split down the middle. 50% believes that he should just walk free. They believe that Diddy shouldn't do any time at all. Or if anything, they believe that the time that he's been in jail so far, it should be time served. Some people think that he should be locked up for the rest of his fucking life. And that he should never see the light of day again. My only gripe with Diddy, you feel me, is he's a Satanist. You feel me? Just as we seen today, Diddy cleared the whole courtroom out and summoned Crowley, the Crossroads demon. He summoned Crowley, the Crossroads demon, in the courtroom to renegotiate his deal. You feel me? The deal that he made for his life, for continued fame and fortune. That's why you see a lot of these people, and you think that they're still young, youthful, vibrant, or whatnot, and then you see them in court and you realize they got a head full of gray hair. A lot of them, they sold Crowley some of their time they had left on their life. They sold them 10 years. They sold a 10-year increments. Yeah, nah, he is sick for a lot of the shit he did. A lot of the shit he did is just despicable. You feel me? You feel me? Like, it's not nothing I can stand behind, nothing I can vouch for or whatever. Like, you dragging a woman down the hallway and then, like, knowing that you could do that and pay somebody to get the footage deleted, that's wild, bro. Because now, like, you know what I'm saying, it kind of opens up another conversation about what else have you done on camera and got it deleted. You feel me? Because all that footage ain't gonna come up. A lot of people, though, that are on the side of wanting to see Diddy locked up for the rest of his life, a lot of people, they still remember, like, Diddy's name being brought up in the conversations of the death of Tupac and the death of Biggie. A lot of people still think that he killed Biggie because Biggie was worth more dead than alive. So a lot of people are still mad at Diddy because he's gotten away with so many things over the years that it's kind of like O.J. Simpson. They just trying to get him for something. You feel me? After the O.J. trial, they was trying to get him for something. A lot of times that's how it be. Like, they like, okay, if we can't get him for what he did, like, we got to get him for something or whatever. You feel me? But for people that's thinking that Diddy's on trial for having freak offs, that's not the case. Diddy, you can have a freak off if you want. Shout out to Mukavelli. You feel me? We just got done discussing the side of people that are on the free Diddy side. Debo the God. Diddy was a man we looked up to as a young, successful. And that's a fact. And that's why a lot of times it hurts, you heard? A lot of times it hurts because even when we was growing up, like, we heard the rumors. We heard that Diddy might have been involved with the deaths of Tupac and Biggie. You feel me? It was never no proof, though. Like, you feel me? Like, it was never nothing, like, no solid evidence that they could use to put him away. But you still got people that are upset about that to the point where they willing to see him go down for anything, which is kind of fucked up. You feel me? That's just like, yo, like, all right, you did something in your past, right? They couldn't get you for it. You got off clean. But now, like, the rest of your life, they got you under, like, a magnifying glass, like, watching everything you fucking do or whatever, just so, like, one day they can catch you on something. And then, like, when they fuck around and get something to stick to you, they gonna try to give you the max for it just to get payback for the shit they didn't get. It's fucked up like that. But the things that they are trying to get Diddy for, yeah, and that's how a lot of people feel, Depot. They don't care about what the hell he do in his bedroom. Notice all the people trying to sue him and lock him up like culture vultures. Shout out to Kanye for being the only one with the nuts to stand. Yeah, and that's wild. Don't you think that's wild? That out of all his celebrity friends and all that, like, Kanye was the one. And Kanye ain't no small, he not no small figure. You feel me? It's not like Kanye is, you know what I'm saying, like Diddy's bodyguard or nothing like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is somebody that's world renowned. Kanye West. He in the courtroom supporting Diddy. I ain't know what that was about at the time. I'm like, yo, is he going to testify? But when I seen he just was there to support, I said, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, nah, Jay-Z would never come in the courtroom. Jay-Z would never be in there. Jay-Z, Beyonce, they want their name far detached from that. To be honest, I think they would let him burn if it came down to it. I think they would let him burn. Like, you know what I'm saying? They probably be providing more evidence on him. You feel me? To make sure he stay locked away. But it's kind of hard to say that, like, because people don't understand, like, the RICO case is not easy to pin that on somebody. Especially, like, because most times you see, like, people, affiliated people get hit with RICOs. You'll see a whole gang, like a whole set from a gang get hit with a RICO. You feel me? They're trying to make Diddy out to be a criminal enterprise or whatnot by attaching the sex trafficking, the money, drugs, the guns, the bribery, the extortion, you feel me, the attempts. They're trying to tie all that together. But notice, like, days before we got to the closing arguments, around like Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, the prosecution, they decided to drop the attempted kidnapping along with the attempted arson or whatnot with Kid Cudi, because they can't pin that on Diddy. You feel me? They really couldn't pin that on him as like he was the one, he was there, he was the one that did it. We got his fingerprints. They ain't have none of that. All they got is like pictures of the charred up cars. So Kid Cudi, you feel me? Like he came up there, he made his testimony or whatever, but it really didn't matter for real. Cause like I be telling people, like it's never really about what happened. It's about what you could prove in a court of law. You heard? Salute, little Miss Fatty. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you pulling up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Hit that like button while you're at. But that's what we be getting into. And when we in the courtroom, it's not what you did, or because nobody was there. It was just you and, like, you know what I'm saying, the victims. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? If nobody was there, it was just you and the victims. So the lawyers wasn't there, the prosecution wasn't there, the judge wasn't there. So it's all up to your lawyer to make a better case than the prosecution. And when you pay $10 million for a legal team, you're not going to get no slouches. Mark Agnifilio, the Italian bull, man, he's up. If y'all see how this dude is floating around the courtroom, asking questions, got the jurors laughing about shit that you're not supposed to laugh about. He's talking about the Cassie Hotel footage and downplaying it as if like they got like a playful relationship. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what $10 million to get you. He over there making jokes, and then you look at the jurors, and the jurors are smiling and laughing. And it's like, yo, like, damn, son. Dude was floating around the courtroom like that was his house. So when you got a legal team like that that's defending you, man, like, you know what I'm saying? That's going to make the prosecution get worried. And that's how they are right now, because you got juror number 25, who we learned to be all we really know about him is he's a gay scientist that listens to NPR, whatever the hell that is. I'm still waiting on somebody. If y'all know what NPR mean, I don't know what that is or whatever. Kimberly says Diddy's bedroom antics are not at all. Not at all. But that's what they publicize the most or whatever. That's what all the memes are about. That's what people see in all like the secular, you feel me, world or whatever. They only see like the meme with Diddy with the baby oil gun. Where Diddy got the baby oil gun. That's all they pay attention to or whatever. They're not paying attention to like the actual charges. Like Diddy is charged with things like bribery. You feel me? He's charged with things like extorting. You feel me? Drugging people, drugging women, more specifically or whatever. They don't really discuss the drugging of men too, but y'all know Diddy, you know what I'm saying, done drug Meek Mill and Justin Bieber and Usher. The list goes on. You're Ant-Man Tony. Shout out. Oh, National Public Radio. Okay. Salute. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what the hell, like, what the hell? Is that a band? You know what I'm saying? Or is that literally just layman terms for what it is? National Public Radio. That's okay. So that's all we know about him. He's a gay scientist that listens to National Public Radio. You feel me? Salute to that. He listens to the C-SPAN joint. Salute to that. But we don't know what side he's gonna take or whatever. I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying, like with his PhD and his, you know what I'm saying, area of science that he's in, we don't know. But Mark Agnifilio seems to think that he's on the side of Diddy. He thinks that he's pro Diddy. So when the judge asks, do y'all want to bring in the alternate juror to get him in here? They don't know the alternate juror as well. So he said, nah, let him rock. Let boy rock. You feel me? Because in his mind, he's thinking, yo, like, if he is pro Diddy, his presence, him having an opportunity to speak and bring up his points, you know what I'm saying, that might sway the jurors' opinions. You feel me? That could work in Diddy's favor. Meanwhile, Diddy's in the courtroom with his family. They over there holding hands, and they summoning Crowley, the Crossroads demon. And while they summoning Crowley, like while they summoning Crowley, they trying to renegotiate a new deal for Diddy or whatnot. Diddy is telling all the things, and you know, Crowley is a gay scientist demon. So he wanted to seal it with a kiss with Diddy. So Diddy, he told him, he said he'll do whatever he want. He's like, yo, I'll do whatever. Just get me up out of this shit. Or whatever. They trying to hang me. But earlier, for those of y'all that's just getting here, we was entertaining the idea that it might be a hung jury. Because when you got like these 12 folks deliberating, and already within 2 hours of deliberation, like they coming out, they telling on the dude, they already told on the juror, they like, yo, bro not with the program. He said he don't care about the law. He just want to make a decision based on his feelings. So they already at odds. You feel me? It makes it see, but it could go one of two ways. It could have been that juror number 25 just came out himself and was just like, yo, like I'm just in all fairness, in all honesty, I can't get down with making these decisions based on the black and white laws or whatever. So it could be that, or it could be like vice versa, where all the other jurors, they like, nah. You know what I'm saying? We not rocking with Bull. Like, you know what I'm saying? He over here trying to make excuses. Like, we telling him the law says this right here, and he's over here like, nah, but I feel like this or whatever. So it could be them just telling on him. Debo says the Feds looking bad right now. And that's, hey, Debo, and that's crazy, right? It's crazy because usually when the Feds come and get you, when they move in, it's not like the state. We was talking about that yesterday. When the Feds move in and they get you, usually the Feds got all their ducks in a row. And I was telling people yesterday about how like the Feds will sit there and watch you do transactions. They'll watch you commit crimes just so they could get you for the big fish crime that they trying to get you for. You feel me? So when the Feds start fumbling in court, that looks crazy. That shows me like, yo, this $10 million legal team ain't nothing to play around with. Nothing at all to play around with. Rasta Saint 7. Can't mix science and baby oil. Too much can go. Yo, an Astroglide. Hey, Debo says, Diddy needs to get real life freaks. Next freak off session, don't get these chicks. That's not freaks, man. Nah, facts. Hey, Diddy, wherever you get them from, you need to change up locations, bro. Get you a different spot, because that's what they trying to get him for sex trafficking at. Like, because even like him flying out prostitutes or whatever, like they consider to be sex trafficking or whatever. Which, like, you know what I'm saying, for if you a single nigga with money, you a single nigga with money or whatever, like that wouldn't be too far fetched to do. Like, you fly you out some hoes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Have a party or whatever, that wouldn't be too far-fetched. But, like, you know what I'm saying, when they trying to put the title of a criminal empire on your name, they're looking for everything that they can to make this case on you. So, yeah, now they're saying, like, yeah, like, he's over here flying out freaks, you know what I'm saying, from all over the world. We're not going to get into the fact that Diddy be flying out like these male models and shit like that too. Like that's a whole nother story. We're not going to get into that on this stream. But yeah, Diddy was in the courtroom with his family today. He cleared it out like it was the club, and he was praying to Crowley, the crossroads demon. Man, the craziest part of this entire case, when the Punisher said he let his manhood freeze in a freezer so he could have freezers. Yo, now the whole case has been crazy, son. The whole crazy, because in the beginning you would think like it was like open and shut or whatever. Like they, you know what I'm saying, the footage started to leak or whatever. You like, okay, boom, they got him on domestic violence. Then, like, you know what I'm saying, you got these people coming, taking a stand, like all these people that used to work for him and assistants and Cassie herself. You feel me? It started looking like, I'm like, damn, yeah, they got him. But as the case went on and like these people started getting cross-examined, the crazy thing about it was, it's like, yo, a lot of these folks that's taking the stand also got civil cases on the dude. So that kind of makes you look like, yo, like, is there an ulterior motive here? Because you know if you can get them convicted at the federal level, your civil case will pretty much be a walk in the park. You feel me? At that point, it's just a money grab. So that's how, like, you know what I'm saying, the defense was able to discredit some of them. And then, like, of course, like, some people even bringing up events like having, like, Diddy having Cassie dangling off the balcony or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? And then come to find out Diddy was on tour and he wasn't even there for that. Like little simple stuff like that, a break down like a whole 4 hour testimony of, you know what I'm saying, a crying witness that'll just break it down in a couple minutes. People making guilty / innocent judgments without understanding the statute and what he actually, and that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Without understanding the actual charges, bribery, you feel me? Before it was attempted kidnapping, attempted arson, you know what I'm saying? Extortion, um, sex trafficking. Nowhere in those charges do you see baby oil. You know what I'm saying? That's what, like, when you talk to these people, that's what it feels like you're arguing about. When you talk to like the average person, it feels like you're arguing about, they think Diddy is being charged with possession of baby oil with intent to distribute. You know what I'm saying? That's what they make it seem like. Diddy is being charged with possession of baby oil over 28 grams. Word up. But salute to y'all, you heard? I just wanted to come in here and chime in and make sure that y'all understand what's going on with juror number 25, the gay scientist. He's putting a wrench. He's putting a wrench in the deliberation right now, you heard? As they try to come up with a unanimous decision. So we'll be back here tomorrow seeing what's going on. Because I ain't gonna hold you. I got a feeling something else is about to happen tomorrow. Something else crazy is about to happen tomorrow. It's gonna have us right here, top of the morning, like just looking at each other like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? So salute to y'all. You know, it's Rick Ruger in the building. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You feel me? We'll be back tomorrow. And also hit the like button on the way out. You heard? Ruger popping, and there's nothing you can do about it. That shit crazy, son. Shit crazy.